Susan, I'm going to play you what the president said about Nancy Pelosi. The date on this is February 26.
What is your response to Speaker Pelosi, who said earlier today that you don't know what you're talking about the coronavirus?
I think Speaker Pelosi's incompetent. She's trying to create a panic, and there's no reason to panic because we have done so good.
Susan, what do you know about the relationship between these two? Is there one as we speak tonight?
Well, the President of the United States and the Speaker of the House have not spoken to one another since last October, on the day that he called her a third-rate politician, and she stood up and walked out of a White House meeting. So I think it's safe to say that they have either no relationship or a really hostile one. And the fact that you could negotiate the largest relief package in American history, have it go through the House, the Senate, have the president sign it, and have the president not speak to the Speaker of the House, and then not invite any Democrats to attend the signing ceremony for an historic bill that they had all voted for, I think is really quite remarkable and enormously alarming. We've just seen our government work in passing this relief package. Everyone agreed it needed to be done. On the other hand, we continue to see how our government is dysfunctional, and the fact that the president has not spoken to the Speaker of the House in months is a sign of that.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.